Here we are in Veracruz. I'm with Martin from DiscoverVeracruzTours.com. Today we're gonna take a little tour of the city. We'll see a lot of the main points.
Downtown and a little outside the city.
Okay, so we'll see a lot of Veracruz today.
It will be a very interesting walking tour.
All right, great. All right, let's go.
We're ready. So the first missionaries are right by here. When we say Veracruz entrance, we are talking about 20, 30 kilometers large along the coast. This is the disembarkment of the Spaniards. As a matter of fact, we have 700 kilometers of beach or coast from point to point. This was an important building when we talk about the history of Mexico, because in this place was Maximilian, you know Maximilian for Habsburg from Austria. This was the main entrance to Mexico City. That this was not, at that time, was not a place for living. Just the travelers come here with all merchandise from Europe to here. All the people who made business came from Mexico City, from Puebla, just for a short period, maybe 1 week, doing business and disappear. In the state of Veracruz, we have three cultures. We have Olmec, Totonacs, and Huastec. This is the only state in Mexico. They have three cultures at the same time. If you go to the north of Veracruz in the area of Los Tuzlas and Tabasco, those are Olmec. And this is a mother culture because it's the same like Mayans, the same period, 2,000 years before Christ. Then this is the second one, which is Totonacs from the region. Totonacs is for 900 years after Christ, and then Huastecas, or Huastec in the south of the state. So that's why if you go to Jalapa, which is the capital of Veracruz, we have the second largest anthropology museum in Mexico, and all these three cultures are displayed in different galleries. It's beautiful. The streets, we call it Manzano, one big block. So there are 8 at that time, full of houses like that. Huacamin in Quechua, in South American language, Huacamin, the people who were very straight, not like this. They make a hole and they will put in like this. So in that place, the way to bury people, they were called huacas. There is a small church in the other side, and people were buried like that. So possibly this is the name of why it was called huaca here, because in the way that they bury people. You can see that the painting is coming out, the humidity. While we have buildings in a terrible conditions, Veracruz was a city wall, like Campeche. The city was inside and there was a wall protecting the city. This was not a big wall like in Campeche, which is more than 3-4 meters high. It was like 1 meter. So all the houses inside the city wall, they were made of coral, the reef from the ocean, because it was the only material. When you go to Café La Parroquia, you sit down. If you don't tingle the glass, nobody's going to attend you because they don't know where you are. The man with the black coffee, which is called lechero, and then the milk, and they serve you coffee. But this is only the traditions here. Coffee machines are old. Coffee which is selling here is from the area of Cordova. It's up at the mountains. Coffee plantation is about 1,000 meters over the sea level. At the time was the biggest port in Mexico, and you said, well, this north looks big. Well, for that time, in the history time, was big. But now there is another like extension of the port, which is 20 kilometers north, which is 4 times bigger than this one. And it's going to be joined with this one. So it's going to be the biggest port in Mexico. This was at the beginning, here was the third Navy Marine house here. That's strange because it was the main port in the history time. The first one was in the Pacific. Now it's an empty building because now the Marines moved to the other building I showed you. And now it's empty, hoping that sometimes in the future they make a kind of museum because it's beautiful. All the details are from that time. It's preserved. So it was the second lighthouse. The first lighthouse was the Benito Juarez lighthouse I showed you. This is the second lighthouse. And the third one is in the Sacrifice Island, which is working until now.
That is it with our city tour with DiscoverVeracruzTours.com. Thanks a lot for the great tour of the city, And we got a Guerra ice cream to finish off the tour.